Get a feel for this stadium and the venue. I think our players are really excited about it. I think it's even better than what they anticipated, and we're going to try to get some work in where we're going to get some coaches up in the press box, kind of work on coach-to-player communication, using sideline tablets and things like that we're allowed to do. So even though it's only practice 4, it's pretty important for us.
What jumps out when you walked in? What was the first thing you noticed about this stadium?
Well, I always wonder, unfortunately I've never made a match here yet, and I'm embarrassed to say that, but I'd been here one other time for a walkthrough with Michael Painter and some of our other personnel. Michael's our director of football operations. I wondered about the sound system and how the noise will stay how the noise could stay in the stadium, how it creates the environment that I've heard so much about, and it's in the intimacy of it. I think that really stuck out to a lot of us pretty quickly.
We talk about intimacy. What is it like to have fans that close to you, all that close to you?
I'm trying to think some places that it's been that we've had people that close. I mean, on a bigger venue, the ones when you go down to the Oklahoma schools, they're right on top of you, and I think hopefully this will be our opportunity to take advantage of something like that, because as we know, the old David Booth Kansas Memorial Stadium had the track around it for so many years, so the distance and all those things that we're working on the new stadium, I think will help us as well.
Is it possible that this could end up being a positive for this football team in these games? It could end up being even more of a home field?
Well, I sure hope so. We plan on it, and the thing is, we can't make it a negative in any way, excuses and things like that. But I do think for these first 2 games and getting things started, I think it has a very much could be a positive, and we just needed people to show up and have a good time and help us create that home field advantage.
Patrick Mahomes said, if I had been in college and had a chance to play at Arrowhead, oh man, I would have jumped at it.
Well, I appreciate him saying that, and I hope he has a chance to come check us out this year too. Again, when our players hear that opportunity and to play in a professional stadium, in a stadium that has had as much success as the Chiefs have had in the recent years here, I think it's a great opportunity for us as well. And we're really blessed to have such great cooperation from those organizations that are letting us do this, because they're on natural grass, and I know that gets to be a thing, and for us to have that and hopefully our Kansas City area fans and create some new fans through this experience as well.
Yeah, just more on that real quick. You talked about fans going to Lawrence for the game. You're bringing the game to them in Kansas City. What does this do for the program?
Well, absolutely. I think there's a chance where that fan that might be sitting on the fence a little bit on opportunities may have the more we know people are really busy in life, and there's a lot of things going on, and sometimes just the distance of the travel, not the game, may prevent someone. So maybe locality is going to help us, and then it's our goal that we continue to progress like we are on the field, and we capture more fans on a regular basis.
Matt Nagy says he's excited about what he hears about what's going on over here. He told me that about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, I was just texting with Matt here tonight. I think he's with that crew that heading to that concert, so they deserve a day off there. But Matt's become a friend of the program through Mark DeLeon a year ago, and to continue and I just know it's a benefit to our program the stronger our relations are when we have such a fine franchise right down the road.
We talked about this a little bit, but what can a night like tonight do for the guys? Is it just getting to know the familiarity?
Yeah, I think there's some things we wanted to look at. In fact, I brought up Michael Painter before, our director of football operations. You talk about people behind the scene that do so much. I mean, Michael's got it broken down for us to when the sun's going to set and what we're going to do. So we have an opportunity within the rhythm of our camp to try to get out here, get some balls caught after sunset, punts, kicks. You get a chance to see a little bit of the sight lines, tracking balls, all the little things that we have a chance to work on a play clock. You go in the stadiums, and one thing about your home stadium, you always know where that is. So we got to get a feel where that is, some other mechanics, our sidelines. But of course, it's only our 4th practice of the year, so we got to make sure we're staying within the rhythm of camp and doing those things. But even as you've gone through and with the heat this week, we always enjoy these night practices when we have them, and to come here and do it adds just a little more energy.
What do you guys normally do the day before a game? A lot of people have they don't do the walkthroughs at the visiting stadium anymore.
No, we haven't done that. If we're on the road, we're going to we do our walkthrough and some of our things, and then we either, usually head to the airport and go right to the hotel. And that's what most people have done. And home games, we pretty much, of course, do the same thing. We actually do most of our walkthrough stuff in the indoor.
Will that change because of the venue being different? We might do a walkthrough to see.
No, right now I think, and I've again checking back on dates and everything happened. I think we get an Arrowhead one time here down the road, but again, we might get a chance another time just to go there. But we're waiting to see on some of that and respect the scheduling, and once again take care of the turf. But we'll see where we're at with that. Where we've used our Friday night hotel for home games, we're actually closer to here and equally as close to Arrowhead, so we're going to be in good shape that way as far as routine goes.
Final question for me is, I know that they played games here before. Do you go back and look at some of that tape and watch some of those games and just kind of see how those things...
Football games here,
Yeah.
You're saying? I know they had some D2 games and things like that. I haven't. I talked to Mel Church, a very successful Division II head coach at Northwest Missouri State's a good friend, and when it was announced, he reached out and talked about what a great experience and it was for games here. I hope our bowl experience last year in Arizona, playing in a baseball stadium, just some of the things when you walk tunnel-wise, you have to get used to different walks and distances and things. But as you say, we're going to try to make it as normal as possible and eliminate anything that might be out of the norm and try to eliminate it as any type of excuse or reason why we can't be playing at the level we need to be.
All right, guys. All got time.